I thought it was still gallon, and so did everybody.
So that I guess the guy that bid
We
on
went
it
and
at
did a
the
blood
tax sale,
test,
they get their money back.
blood test came back
Okay,
normal.
yeah.
I said, shit.
They have to
So
take
I
care of this guy. to court.
Orthopedic guy got some x-rays.
Crazy.
That's what they said to do, all
Yeah.
the x-rays on the bones, everything was good. So then he just looked at it, he
It's
said,
gone.
your tendons are so screwed up, swelled up. I said, wear this boot for a week and come over and start rehab. I said, I'll do anything to walk out that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean,
Morning, Phil.
it just, like I said, it was
Okay,
one
we're
thing
live
after
now?
the other.
Yep.
Let us
And I
stand for the
think
pledge of
I
allegiance.
think I'm over the hump, but
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will just. Dear Father God, thank you for those that are gathered here today. In the interest of the city, we ask now that decisions that we make today may be in the best interest of all the citizens of Huntingburg. These things I ask in your son's name. Amen. Excuse me, but both my ears are stopped up today, so we have a hard time. We'll get
Good, thank you, appreciate it.
we got first thing, call for approval of minutes.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Got a first, second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye, motion carries. Got a chance to all review the claims, ask now a motion to approve those. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a first and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Sorry, my ears are both stopped up. I'm trying to hear, so sometimes I might hear you and I might not. It's working on it. First thing we have, Catherine, you want to give a presentation for the daffodil stroll
Well, not really a presentation per se.
application?
Yes. I'm Catherine Wilder with the Huntingburg Merchants Association. Daffodil Stroll, 36th annual Daffodil Stroll coming up on April 3rd and 4th. Friday, we're planning to have shopping, dining, and games on the street from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Some live music, sweet treat vendors, all set up on the street, doing the igloos again. And then Saturday, the same thing, from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. And so I'm requesting that both ends of 4th Street be closed from 231 to Jackson and from 231 to Geiger.
No, Kenley's reviewed it. I've reviewed it. I've reviewed it quickly this morning, but she didn't seem to see anything in there she had questions about.
Nothing different this year than what we've done in the past.
This will be the 36th year, so I
Yes.
guess we should have it down by now, right?
Right. Last year was a rainy weekend, so we canceled several of the things, the events last year, and then rescheduled it for the following weekend. It had a pretty good turnout, so hopefully this year we can stick to our April 3rd and 4th dates. We will be using a little bit of Market Street Park just for the egg hunt, just the grass section. And then there will be a Easter story on the back steps of Old Town Hall. I think the library is going to put that on. Thank you.
So
So
any
request
questions
the-
regarding the
I'm sorry.
event? We would need a motion to approve, police and everything, their, street department standard.
Yes, I was going to get with the police department to see if they could help with traffic control during the bunny stroll, like they did last year, to actually stop traffic on 231 so everybody could get together across the street as a group instead of waiting on the traffic lights. So still need to send that email.
You good with that, chief? Okay, all right. All right, we'll work that out. We have an officer who usually attends your meetings, don't we?
Yes,
Your
um,
business meetings.
Yes,
Right.
Jan comes each month. He wasn't there yesterday morning, but we did have a meeting location change, so I understand a few people were hanging out over at the grind while the rest of us were meeting over at the Emporium, so.
Okay, I need a motion to accept the application.
I'll make that motion for the special event.
I'll second.
Got a first and second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Yes,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have the 231 culvert replacement agreement. This was a project that was moved up a couple years. Originally, the council approved this, I believe it was last summer, sometime June, to move through with this agreement that the funds would be available for our match. Our match is 25% total cost of the project. The project costs you see here were based upon a 2030 estimate cost, and it's now going to be moved up to moving this up to 2028 now. It's moved up 2 years for that culvert replacement. State of Indiana will be responsible for road closures, traffic control. You know, we had an initial meeting with the police last year on this. Kind of concerns us because it will be shut down for quite some time, along with 231 being shut down. But this is, right now, we need approval to move forward, but Board of Public Works to complete that project. That culvert, I think it's something we've talked about a lot of meetings before, but it's a culvert that sits under Market Street Park at 231. It's pretty much, right now, it's separated from where the water's going in. There's a gap there in between it. It doesn't go directly into culvert. It's collapsing. Eventually, it can cause problems in Market Street Park as well as the 231 intersection. And state has offered, we didn't apply for the grant or anything. They just offered to come in and take care of that, which is unusual. State of Indiana normally thinks that stormwater is responsibility of the city, even if it lies under their project. It'll be up to the council to decide how the match is paid. So we can use economic development funds because they can be used for updates of infrastructure within the streets. There could be different options for that. It could be through the sale, possibly sell the properties on Veterans Parkway and those type of things. So there's be money that could be put back into, the money will be there 2 years based upon those type of things. That's what's been discussed among the council. So it's not going to come out of any budget here that we have presently at the street department or with the Parks Department.
City's estimated share could be about 220,000 in view of inflation, or actually 236,000 view of inflation in 2 years.
So we'll be responsible for the 236.
Yeah,
then,
the
correct?
total project is 920,000 without inflation, and we would do roughly 25% of that.
Yes.
Just need a motion to agree with. it.
Yeah, we need a motion.
Yeah,
for-
the
Okay.
state would, NDOT wants a signed agreement before they'll proceed further with planning and funding.
All right, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Got a first, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that carries.
Go ahead and circulate that. That's for everybody's signature apparently. Hey, Jason, while they're signing that, what's the rest of the culvert look like? Is it, do you know?
It's not bad.
I mean, it's not, no separations up or above. That you know, it's been cambered and all that.
Actually walk down through it. The biggest issues that, and went on the west side of, right there at the intersection of Market Street.
Yeah.
That's why they're looking to, they're up at box over in.
All but, okay. Is that a brick storm sewer? How big is it?
It's about 5 foot tall or so, probably about that wide, close to,
Put in 1900?
well, my time.
Yeah, it was,
There is a possibility the sanitary one is. Right over the top of it.
Looks like gas lines are out of the way and some of the other things, but, it will be getting into the drive of Market Street, which is actual street, I guess. Superintendent, Jason Stone.
Any questions on the report that I sent you guys? If not, I just have a couple things. The quotes for the wastewater ditch clean project were turned in. I think you got those in your board pack. Love Excavating was low on the quote for that. So my recommendation would be that we, go ahead and.
I got one question on that. What, it doesn't have like a machine size or bucket size. I mean, we know what they did last time, how quick they did it.
Yeah.
So we don't know the bucket size, so you really can't compare an hourly rate. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
in the specs that they were sent, it says a track hoe machine. It doesn't give them
Yeah,
that they
but-
have to have a 5-foot ditch bucket, 4-foot. Yeah, no, it doesn't give them
If it takes
specific.
them 30% longer, it ain't gonna do us any good. is it?
Right.
I'm just
So
curious.
$260, that's the bid.
That's
Per
the
hour.
hourly.
It's just 1 hour. Yeah.
Okay, so we just bid it by the hour, however long it takes?
That's
is-
what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
I got
yeah,
an hourly
Similar.
price and a mobilization price, just like I used everything that I used on the Second Avenue project. Basically just changed the description and
So the other ones that houred it out, those are not,
that doesn't mean.
doesn't mean nothing?
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
So is the mobilization a one-time charge?
Yes,
It's not an hourly charge. So
No.
the hourly charge is 130.
Correct.
130
correct,
per hour, plus one-time
130.
120 mobilization cost.
right. So I basically took the same way I did the last time. I took the hourly rate plus the mobilization rate and got that price, and that was what I used for that.
So moving forward, can we make sure we get machine size and bucket size? Because that hourly rate's not a comparison if we don't know that.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
You know.
they could use backhoe for all we know.
yeah, I mean.
It has a
you could have
description
you
in
could
there
have a
of,
3-yard bucket or a 2-yard bucket. So
And they're
which
gonna-
one you gonna?
They're gonna be
rip?
capped at 6,000 then, right?
It makes no sense.
yes,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, we did that the last time.
Right.
We need probably ought to approve that.
Yeah.
Need to, consider one of the two bids then, if you want to consider, the hourly rates a little higher on one than the other by about $10, but mobilization is less, so.
Yeah, if you add them together, Love Excavating was 260, Triple T was 310, Cooper was 330, and Kenese was 540. Per hour. Basically, not per hour, but
Yeah, but the
Mobilization's more.
mobilization is only a one-time charge. I think you have
yeah.
to look at,
Just the hour, yeah.
yeah,
right.
if you look at the hourly.
Yeah.
And then factor in the mobilization.
Computer's freezing up, but it's, if I remember right, we're at 140, right now for,
Triple is 110 an hour.
130.
Oh, I'm sorry, who am I looking at then? Ditch cleaning quarry, doesn't have a name on it.
is 130.
Oh,
Triple Tech was 110 an hour.
Yeah.
Cooper and Love were 130 and Kenese was 140.
so it's between, Triple Tech and, well. So most of your money's gonna be spent in the hourly.
Correct.
The mobilization is immaterial. It's $200 versus $120. So if it takes 20 hours to do the work, Love's bid's gonna be more expensive. Right?
I would agree with you. Yes.
It'll be $2,000 more expensive. Or $200. I can do the math there. I'm used to bigger numbers.
And I have talked to, this one shouldn't take as long because we don't have to load any of the material out. The material's all gonna stay on site in the field there, in the farm field.
So
How many
not
hours
all
is-
of them gave you an estimated hours.
No,
Now, how many hours does that last them? We only spent like $3,000, didn't
correct.
we?
Less than three,
950,
29.50.
2950.
yeah.
And was that a little bit more difficult? They had to haul
We supplied the
trucks, but
trucks.
they had to actually load.
They
the
had to
trucks.
load the trucks and,
So
yeah,
that took a little bit more time than this one, you think?
yeah.
What is your recommendation, Jason?
This one's a little bit longer than what the last one was, distance wise. So I would venture to say we're looking at about the same cost, I would think. Somewhere in that area,
About 20 hours in that range.
probably.
I gotta say, if you're looking at the lower cost, lower the two bids, I think it's Triple Tex. They're $110 an hour. And a flat $200 mobilization, whereas Love is $120 an hour and a flat $120 mobilization.
Doesn't matter to me because they're all four of them are qualified to do the job.
We've had recent experiences with some of these too that have been good.
Yeah, I mean, they've all worked for the city in the past, so.
I'm gonna make a motion, we accept the bid from Triple T.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion
I'm,
carries.
I'm not gonna vote because of the bucket. We don't know bucket size, so we're not voting on anything that's relevant here. But I'll agree with them otherwise. I mean, so this day forward, we need all the information.
So it's four in favor, one, none against and one abstain.
Last thing I got, the Veterans Parkway project, we were awarded the federal grant on that. I had a meeting this week with NDOT on that. I'm in the process of getting the RFP complete. Actually, I've got it completed. NDOT sent me an email back this morning and said that it will be run through their program for a month. And I will basically come up with a list of engineers also to send the RFP to, for them to be able to submit the RFP for that project, so. Just wanted to let you know what they do there is they all submit different things, and then we have basically sit down and score those submittals. And then pick the engineering firm that we want to use for that project. So that's where we're at on that. That's all I've got, unless you got questions.
Just think we were very lucky to get that, so.
That was quick too, wasn't
About 2 years quicker than we thought.
it?
Yeah.
Frankly, everything, as far as the award and even the timetable.
Right.
And a lot of that is because, we own all the utilities. We have no
Right-of-way.
right of way that we have to obtain from, any local along the way. We control all that. Core drilling has been done and previously, on the area. A lot of the pre-engineering that, has been completed as part of the project. Have been working on it about the last about 5 or 6 months, putting that together. So a lot of that work, it was really a shovel-ready project, pretty much. You still have, because of federal standards, still have to get it engineered. We did not receive the grant towards the full engineering costs. However, that's still a possibility that, as we get closer to 2029, we'll be able to do that. So this could be something that we bid out in 2028, funded in early 2029, the fiscal year 2029.
And it can move up if NDOT has money left over. So that's why we want to be ready to go with
And
it.
actually, the state's fiscal year 2029 begins July 1st of 2028, so it could even move up even further. We were told a couple of years, you'll find out if you get it in 5 years, you'll get the money to do it, and year or two after that, you'll get it completed, so this is very, very quick. Been very lucky with the state on a couple projects here recently. That was one of them.
Questions?
Nope. I know we had the street department here. Want to talk about the roof. I know you're here. If you want to come forward, you can. We did talk, I think it's last meeting, we did approve, just to let you know, to send this out to bid this spring. We didn't do it in the winter for the bidding because we can't go up and inspect the roof when there's snow and ice and other contaminants up there, but we are moving forward with the bid in April. I welcome you to come forward if you want to say anything, because I want it done as bad as you do. I think you guys deserve that roof, and we need to move forward with it. We bid it twice. I have talked to some of the contractors that bid it last time. Some of them don't want to bid a third time, some do. So we don't know what kind of participation we'll have the next time around, but hopefully we'll have enough bids that it can be competitive. Because we didn't accept the first two bidding cycles. Some people are a little gun shy about bidding anymore, but luckily, I think two of the lower, more responsive bids that we looked at, they're still interested in bidding on it again. So, and I think you talked to somebody too, Carrie, and
I've talked to 2 or 3 people.
about
Yep.
doing some bids, so I think we'll, hopefully get enough in. We're putting everything on the table, any type of material, anything, as long as we got, I like your choice of music, by the way. Reminds me of my high school days.
I'm Zach Maester, work for the street department, been here 6 years, going on my 7th year. I have several videos. We all have pictures. Some of you've been down there, some of you haven't. Personally, from a health standpoint, I know we've done tests for mold and stuff like that, but there's absolutely no way that we can let this continue for the longevity of the building, both structurally and cosmetically on the inside. I mean, this past winter, when we had the snow and ice and the thaw, water was running everywhere, actively out of light fixtures, out of the HVAC system ports, the air conditioning vents, everywhere. It's terrible. It's an embarrassment for like the Cintas people to come in and service our uniforms and our rugs and things. It is the bug spray guys, the B&B exterminations, any vendors that we have come in, like it's terrible and it needs to be fixed. We sit at the break room table. We have to swap bowls around to catch leaks that come out of the ceiling in our break room. And the hallway, all the water running down the hallway. We can't keep the floors clean. We can't mop. We can't sweep because it's full of water when it rains every time. And it needs to be fixed. Talk about morale. We get lots of praise for the work that we do. And then we come back to the shop and we have to deal with that crap. So I would really appreciate if you guys as the board or the council or whatever it takes to get it fixed, however it takes to get it fixed, it would be nice to have it fixed. Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
I think you gotta get the gist of it. That's why we're here. Just to get this pushed. I've talked to several of every person. Well, what has to happen, but it's got. The road leaks since we moved in, day one. Should have been a plan in place to replace it. 3 years later, plan started. Now we're 3 years after that. It's embarrassing. Like I said, it's a shame. There's more work gonna have to be done to it now than there would have been 3 years ago for sure. We're willing to do the work inside, demolition, drywall, whatever. Gotta get our stuff.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have $50,000-$100,000 interior, I would guess, right now. at this
And
point.
it's already been done once since I've been there.
Yeah.
Drywall and all that.
We gotta make, as a board, we gotta make a decision to move forward when we get the next set of bids. Can't leave the meeting looking for something else, because We've done that twice.
Yeah, I don't,
We denied low bids both times. First time, it was $700,000, $800,000, you know, and obviously we didn't have that much money. Not that you're not worth it, you know, because you are, but just didn't have it, you know, that's your total budget, you know, when you pull out your labor, that's your total maintenance budget for streets and everything.
well, I don't know if we need to go, you know, the normal council meeting also, just. We're not trying to pitch a fit, but we're
Yeah.
certainly encouraged.
Well, it would, the approval would come here, you know, so. yeah.
Well, and I think, I'm not gonna point fingers, but, you know, we just didn't feel that it was responsible the way that it was bid the first time. You know, I just think it was, putting lipstick on a pig, you know, putting that, insulation between the metal and putting that, whatever that layment down. I just think that would be doing it halfway. And I'd rather, you know, it's not that we don't agree that you need a roof. If it was bid it the right way and brought to us, we would have approved it a long time ago. So it just feels like people are pointing fingers at us.
We're about to
We,
watch.
we told them what we'll approve. Well, we want to spend the taxpayers' dollars the right way and do it right, you know. I know there's a lot of
Actually,
people that would
Actually,
disagree.
the first bid was a complete tear off with new metal. Was the first one.
We've asked for those comparable bids since August,
Yeah, but we've been asking for other
Yes.
bids.
and we haven't got them.
The thing that you just talked about was on the firehouse that you guys approved.
That's a flat roof.
Every furniture factory in the city of Huntingburg has those membrane roofs. OFS just did it out there on 400 all summer long.
But in my
That's
opinion,
multi-million-dollar pieces of machinery they're protecting in there.
that roof's been leaking for so long that you need to take it off. And you're talking about mold, you need to check that insulation there. You know, you put that other roof on there, you're capping all that stuff off. That's just my opinion. I mean, we'd be ready to approve something. Right
The
away. It's just-
last bid, we gave the options of the metal. Actually, everything was on the table. The bids came back from the different roofers. They had a choice of replacing it with metal, doing the membrane. But they did the membrane, there were specs for that. But, everybody bid it as membrane. I think one bid it as a spray foam and that was it, you know, as an optional bid. But we took optional bids for other forms of roof replacement. Just nobody submitted one. These companies do both.
Water dripping by the light fixture. Fire hazard. Maybe that's a thing that's gonna happen, catch the building on fire and have it fixed.
Then you're gonna need more than a roof.
Yeah. Everybody's agreeing with it.
So, so maybe this time when we bid it, we'll get more options listed to us that.
Yeah, all control noise will take a lot of time. I mean, that's how we started, summer and fall before it gets too late.
Yeah, the companies that do it, they work 12, 14-hour days till they're done, 7 days a week that do tear offs. Everyone we talk to, because they don't want to work 8 hours, go home and have it rain overnight, come back and do it over again. They go at it pretty hard and heavy with a lot of people over a short period and try to get it done in a short period of time because of the weather. Plus they make more money that way. Biggest problem be finding enough parking places for all of them to show up to work. Be about it, so, but because they'll come on with pretty large crews in most of those cases.
Well, we just appreciate it.
Thank you.
Agree to get this done.
Thank you, Kelly. All right, anything else before we go to wastewater? All right, wastewater superintendent Brad Kramer.
Good morning.
Morning.
Any questions on the report? Not, I will start with Market Street Park, storm structure. I've been working with Commonwealth and Elevations on the sanitary that will be underneath that big structure, and we're looking to possibly do a casing or a split casing, depending, but we're working with the engineer on that. So when I know more, I'll bring that to you. Other than that, ordinance, talked to Phil, ordinance 55027, Fernco couplings. I would like to, you guys approved to go to the council to use shear guards. All the information's on there for all the sanitary connections. We just see a lot of times when we're back cameraing the old Fernco's separation and settling. So if we can move forward to make that a shear guard.
So ShearGuard is not a generic, that's a trademark name, right? I mean,
By Fernco,
uh,
our equivalent too, we
well,
could do.
is that the same, is that Firmco? ShearGuard Firmco?
Yep.
There, you got two products there, it looks like. One
And
of
there's
them's-
a
one was a
metal
plastic
sleeve
and
too,
One's a metal sleeve.
and we can do, you know,
Okay.
up to the wastewater department to make the decision. of
Okay,
If you look on-
Abandoning our shear guard.
If
Depends
you
on
look
what
on
you
page
use.
3, you can see where the issue lies right
Yeah.
now with the first picture.
Yeah.
With the flexible connector that's on there now. A lot of times when they come back, that connector is moved. It's in a different position and restricted from where normally should be. The shear guard is just an area that keeps that coupling from shifting. The best way to put it, I guess.
Any questions on that? You okay to move forward to the council for approval?
and that would be a recommendation by the Board of Public Works to move forward with proposed change to the ordinance to require Fernco shear guard or equivalent for, that's connection from PVC to any other material or?
Correct. Clay, plastic.
Okay,
I'll make that recommendation to move forward to the council.
I'll go ahead. I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Also, I've been working with Commonwealth on our permitting. Our permits due next year. But due to the new plant, we are gonna do a revoke and reissue. The draft, I approved yesterday, and that's will be sent off to the state. And then they'll approve that, and then it'll be a easy transition to go over to the new facility. With that, we have to do a wet test, and that'll be coming, I think June is scheduled. Basically, they come get our effluent, take the effluent to Indy, and it has to sit in with some goldfish and everything, make sure fish stays alive, testing all that stuff. So you'll see that come through. Other than that, the plant's moving along. They're working on all the piping underneath the overhang and the influent structures. So anybody wants to come down and look at that, it's a mess today, but I wouldn't today. It's a little wet, but everything's moving along. Training starting next month, all the way into May. So hopefully we can have some effluent in May and June. Any other questions?
Just so you know, hopefully here in about maybe 2 or 3 months, we can announce some type of a ribbon cutting or opening of the plant. Not sure. We want to do it when it's looking good, not right when it opens, but probably.
We got a lot of work to do before we do that.
Yeah,
So
let's get some grass growing around there and
Yes.
cleaned up a little bit, and we'll have an official opening, but, just let you know when that is.
any other questions? Thank you.
Police Chief Brad Kramer.
Good morning. Any questions on the report?
Good job the other day, good teamwork.
Oh, yeah, we did a multi-agency roundup with the county, Jasper, state police. It covered Warwick County, Perry County, Orange County, Du Bois County. They ended up serving 7. 3 were already in jail, 1 was in Owensboro, and then they served 7, and they got an additional warrant out of one of them houses too. So probably the best results from a roundup that we've had in recent years. No questions on the report. Last time I came to you guys to get permission to get quotes for a Ram 1500. I got those 3. They're attached to your board pack. Sternberg's was the low bidder at 40,087 with 85 cents. And then Washington was the next one with 40,311. And John Jones was higher than that. My recommendation would be going to Washington on this one. They, like I said last time, they pick up our vehicles from our office. It takes 2 hours for 2 people to run up there, drop off a vehicle, and then come back. And then we have to go back up there, pick it up, and then come back. It's cut a lot of our time of waste, honestly, of dropping that vehicle off and bringing it back just to get it serviced. And they'll come pick it up at the office and take it for us. So just as a thank you to them, I'd like to purchase this one through them for that support.
Difference is $234.
Which is pretty minimal. Sternberg's does not do the free oil for life anymore on fleet vehicles, so. And that was one of the reasons why we went with them in the past, but they don't do that anymore.
You can consider a price other than the lowest price if you have objective reasons for, such as in this case, the savings on service. But it should be noted in the minutes that you're accepting this bid because of the savings the city will realize on service, provision of service.
Yeah, I'm a little leery of not accepting the low bid, for obvious reasons. I know what you want, but
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
we just went through the ditch thing, the same thing, and I don't know.
It saves us hundreds
We were
of
afraid to
dollars a
start that
year.
precedent last
So-
time, I think, weren't we?
Yeah, I mean, it does
So,
send a message to
your
bidders.
recommendation.
It does send a message to bidders that, heck, they're not gonna give us they're not gonna award to the low bid anyway, so why bid?
That's what, yeah.
I mean, but you have the option if you wanted to accept the higher bid, that's $200 higher, 200 plus, because of the service savings. But it is up to you.
They'll save us more than $230 a year, I promise you that. Just saying,
Understand.
so. Cause that's 4 hours to get a vehicle serviced of manpower time. I mean, that in and of itself, one service time going through them will save us all of that money and actually more. So keep that in mind.
And the trade-in values to be interesting, 35, 45, and 5,000.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked. We got some of them higher ones.
Yeah. But, yeah, I can look at it, I'm with you, Curly, I can look at it both ways too, thinking that if they offer the 5,000 trade-in to work harder at the business, but it is nice when they can pick up the car and take it. $234 is the difference.
Yeah, that's, like I said, one service fee or one service on a vehicle, and we're saving that money. So,
I'm surprised Sternberg doesn't do that because my car's free oil for life. I don't know.
I think it's just because it's a fleet vehicle.
Is it?
Yeah. Cause I asked about it, cause I have that on my current vehicle now.
Do you?
Yeah, and I actually got a service today, but, yeah, free oil for life. They
Yeah.
just don't honor it anymore. I don't know if it's just because they expect more miles on a fleet vehicle or what. They just said they don't do that
Yeah.
on fleet vehicles, so. I think they still do it for regular consumer vehicles,
Okay.
but just not fleet. Yeah, if they had some kind of benefit like that, I would, gladly go with them, but they don't. So.
Any other questions? If not, we need a recommendation.
I'll make a motion to accept Washington Chrysler bid.
I'll second that.
Got a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
A couple more things here. So it was last week. We sent 3 officers to crisis intervention training over at Jasper. I've heard nothing but good things from that. And my intentions prior to sending them was sending everybody from our department. And after hearing what those officers went through and talking to them about sending other officers, they highly recommended it. Basically, when you're dealing with somebody in a mental health crisis, I mean, let's face it, we're dealing with that every day anymore. So one of the better ways to get our people trained is to send them to this training. So it's not costing us anything. The county has different resources that's thrown together and putting on this 40-hour training, and it costs us an officer for the week. But the training is invaluable to me. So we sent Bilgan, Dubon, and Andy from the school. So, because he deals with it a lot out at school as well, as you can imagine. Moving on, we do have a few public relation events coming up with the middle school and high school this month. We've got one tomorrow, and then I think we got one next week, and then the one the following week as well. Or that might be spring break. I think we have 2 in 1 week. The new Durango did come in. We're waiting on a few more pieces of equipment, and then Yoder's gonna get that fitted. And hopefully we'll have it in a month or so. And then we also opened up our reserve applications. We currently have 6. I think we're slotted for 10, if I remember right. Just looking to add to our group of guys that we have, trying not to burn them out on ball games and basketball, football, and the other events downtown. So hopefully we can get a couple good ones out of that, and they stick around potentially and maybe get a full-time job out of it later on. So
We did have somebody report at our council meeting that the attendance of your officers, and they're very happy that they were there for the crisis intervention, so.
yeah,
It's got a little bit of press. People are very happy. So I
Good.
noticed.
that's good. So, any other questions, concerns? Nothing? All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chief. Fire Chief Don Hine.
Our numbers remain high, so it's nothing out of ordinary from last year. And other than that, if, do you have any questions on my report?
Well, the automatic aid kicked in.
Very first night, it went in on Monday at 12:01 in the morning.
Yeah.
Was when we went live, and at 1:20 in the morning, Jasper had a call and we performed. I was quite pleased. Jasper was quite pleased with how it went. So it started off well. Later that week, we had another call. There was a little mix up with some other automatic aids, and we accidentally got called, but we went anyway, and we actually put out the fire. So it was good. It's a learning process for many. So, but the Jasper and Huntingburg one went very well.
2 for 2. We'll talk about ISO or?
It's still not official yet. So we got our ISO. We just missed the 3. We knew it'd be very close. We missed it by 0.79 points. So I compared and I called them up and I asked them to relook at a couple of issues, and they are doing that now. So will it be enough to get to a 3? I don't know, but we're still a 4, and we're at the very top of the 4 list. So we gained, the water department went up a lot. They helped us out a bunch. So Jerry's doing some good stuff. He wants to come and we're going to sit down and talk about if there's anything else that he can do. There's things that we're working on as well for the next time. So but I'm hoping that maybe they come back and we might squeak in.
Is that an every 5-year deal?
It should be about every 5 years. Yeah.
Okay. Is that a big jump? Is
Yes.
that a pretty big jump from last
5
time?
points is a
Yeah.
big jump. Yeah. We're scrapping for 0.79 points. So
One of the change, one of the examples of, sometimes we don't have activity that scores such as the mutual aid. Even though we had that agreement, we didn't have any transactions to be able to show
Yeah,
that we were doing.
we
mutual
didn't
aid.
get any points for automatic aid
So,
because
that should have come out.
yeah. So that I can probably re-challenge it in a year after we get some data from that, and to show that we just don't have a signed document, but we're actually doing it, and this is our results. So, but we have to let build the data first.
That score has a big impact on insurance rates in the area, don't it?
It can. It doesn't. It's not 100%. It just depends on your insurance company. Some insurance companies don't use ISO scores, but they do use the protection rating in some manner. And to say that it affects all, no, it does help attract business when people look at where to build, and they look at that's a risk. It's like, do I want to build where the fire service and water and the communications is at 8 versus 4 or 3? So it affects a lot of different ways. But yes, it can affect, and it will affect some insurances. But to say everybody, I don't know that.
At 3 as high as you can get as a volunteer.
It would be really hard. I'm not saying you can't get a 2. I don't know of any 2s. I don't. But a 3 would be, it's an accomplishment.
Last time I looked at 1s and 2s were only full-time.
Yeah. Jasper is right with us. We're almost the same score, just trying to squeak in. It would put us in the top 82% of fire departments in the nation. So, not fire communities. It is not just fire departments. It's 50% fire departments, 10% communications, and 40% water. So, it is a teamwork effort. But I do think the water department deserves some kudos. They really jumped up. I think they jumped up probably 1.5 to 2 points for us. So Jerry's doing some good stuff.
And all your SBA equipment, that's all good?
Mhm.
Is that all the new
It's all
stuff?
it has to get done every year. So we got it last year, didn't have to get tested last year. So this is year
Okay.
1 official year. So it had to get tested. So
Yeah.
yeah, all of that tested, came back good. We have a few old things that are not SCBA's, but they're related to our breathing air. They all passed too. Yeah, we have ladder testing in a couple of weeks. So that's our next round of testing. If there's no more further questions, I don't have anything new to add.
Thank you. Mr. Lake's out right now. He'll be out for a while. Looks like he's had some health issues right now going on, and so he's staying home. We want him to stay home right now, but his report is here. Really the biggest permit is there was a commercial permit with a permit value of $3,427,000 for the OFS plant expansion. we're gonna probably end up just with garages and carports, probably from now on for the next couple of months. Permits won't be as heavy as they have been in the past. We do have a solution and work together how we're gonna handle code enforcement during his time off, but we'll get it. Just let you know that that's probably gonna happen here in April as things start growing. We'll start getting more and more code violations coming up. Probably should report here, this will be a place that the home on Jackson Street is down now. It's been seeded in. We may want to look at putting stone on there at some point, you think, still?
Well, once we go through the process.
Yeah, it's still, the record owner is still
Yeah.
the landowner, Gary Graves.
He's
It's
got-
been sold at tax sale to a tax sale certificate holder. Mr. Graves has a year to redeem that from the tax sale. So any money you put onto that property going forward is lost if he redeems it. Now, if he doesn't redeem it and the tax sale certificate holder doesn't apply for a tax deed after the year, then it will go back on tax sale. And if it doesn't, and the tax sale amount will be significant because we're going to be able to lien our demolition costs, which are about $9,000 total. And if it goes back on tax sale in a year and a half and nobody bids on it, then the county can offer it to the city. So it's a long process, so it may be vacant for another 2 years.
The tax buyer, I thought we mentioned last time he was gonna try to pull. Have you heard anything about that?
We actually tried to accommodate the tax buyer. We held off on demolition for 2 weeks at his request and heard nothing.
Nothing.
So when you buy at tax sales, buyer beware. Our order to demolish was recorded prior to the tax sale. It was of record and he had constructive notice that that building was coming down. And he didn't, it wasn't a small amount. I think his bid was almost $40,000 for that property. So somebody must have been bidding it up.
Came from,
It's from
it
New
come from
Jersey.
out of state, yeah.
It's a New Jersey, they buy tax sale properties all over the United States, apparently.
Any chance of litigation would be between the existing property owner and that person that bought it. The city probably wouldn't be included in that.
We'll see.
Yeah. So
I hope.
we hope not anyway. Safety report.
Does anyone have any questions? The health fair took up pretty much all of February, but it went off really well and we got a lot of good feedback, so.
Uh,
How about your open comp case?
Yeah, we're actually hopefully gonna have some answers on it. It was a back injury and there was going to be surgery and went up there and then they said, no, we're not doing surgery. So we're waiting to hear back on what that looks like. So whether we're gonna close it out or we're gonna do physical therapy. So we should know next week. They have another appointment.
Sounds like it'd be off for a while, wouldn't it?
No, it was a simple,
Oh, good.
like
good.
an outpatient. He would be home that same day. So
Oh, okay, good.
yeah. So nothing super involved, but yeah. So we're waiting to hear. We're hoping next week, whenever he goes to an appointment, that we'll know. So
That's the only workers' comp claim we have this year.
no, we've had nothing that's still open. We've had a couple of dog bites, but they've been nothing that we've had to go over and like have further follow-up care or anything. So
started work on the new HR manual.
yes,
So
and we'll start insurance renewals, all of that process. So park and rec in the pool. So those are,
You say dog bites?
yes, yeah. Yeah.
We have started equipping with.
that
pepper
becomes
spray, so-
common. That's kind of.
Yeah,
common occurrence,
we're
believe it or not.
talking, we need to talk about, we didn't have any for a long time and we had no issues with it and probably we had 2 officers in the last 3 months or so with dog bites. So we need to figure out
You guys got pepper spray, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
I'd use
But
it.
it's whenever they went to leash them or something, the dog reared back and bit them in the hand.
So I don't know if we look at, I don't
That's
know if
when I
there's
get
gloves or what we look
create
at,
a-
but there has to be a better way than them having to leash them right up by their mouth or whatever. Because one of them, the dog, I mean, the officer spent probably half an hour with the dog and petting it, and it was letting it do everything. But the minute he got the leash close to hook him, that's when he kind of reared back and bit him in the hand. So, yeah,
It's more common than you might think, so.
yeah.
Not a lot of lost time, though, you know, it's
Yeah.
a big thing.
No. So, any other questions? Okay,
Uh,
thank you. Oh,
Thank you.
thanks.
City Attorney Phil Schneider,
I have nothing.
Amy with for the clerk's office.
have nothing.
Nothing there. We do have we do have gentlemen here. Citizen items. Are you okay standing or will you wanna?
I just soon stand.
Okay, great. All right.
I'm better standing.
All righty. All righty.
Get ready.
Thank you, Mr. McWilliams. He's one of our local veteran Marines. I know that, and
Hoorah.
hoorah.
Anyway, my wife and I moved here 2 years ago, I think going on 2 years ago this year. Huntingburg is a great town. I traveled here, I sold pharmaceuticals. I used to say I was a drug pusher, but you can't say that. Pharmaceutical sales rep. But anyway, we moved here. We live on 1854 Copper Street. I don't know if you're all aware of Copper Street. There's duplexes. I think we have maybe 7 or 8 duplexes. And when we moved in, there were a group of pine trees along 19th Street. And those have been removed, but in a good way because sidewalks have been put in, curbs, and big improvement for Huntingburg. But what happened is we're vulnerable to traffic, maybe a truck or a car could come down the hill. I have pictures, Lisa will.
That's his duplex there, 19th Street being here.
So in our back of our home, in our dining room, we look up a hill, and that's 19th Street. Vulnerable. Well, my wife is more paranoid about a car or truck or something getting, coming down the hill and hitting a home where we live. But anyway, it could happen. Things happen in life. So what we would like to have done, if possible, maybe guardrails put up there on 19th Street, or even Randy, my son suggested maybe on interstates they have like cable running along the highway there. So maybe that would be good also. I'm not sure. But I think something should be done just for safety reasons. Something could happen. Of course, there's other families living on the same street there. So anyway, that's my proposal. I would thank you very much for taking care of that. And we love Huntingburg. It's really a nice town, really a good town. And I'm sitting there enjoying everything going on. So it's like a machinery. It's well oiled. Amen? Amen. Okay, so that's my proposal.
Well,
I appreciate it.
Thank you. What I suggest, we're not gonna make a decision here today, but if we can get I'd suggest we can get a couple board members, maybe meet with Jason on site and look at the situation, if you're aware of it, where we're at. I know the curb that's what, a 6-inch curb maybe there before you get to the sidewalk, before you get up there. So I don't know what kind of any other obstructions or alternatives could be there, but if it's needed to be there, but 19th Street, it'll be the area just west of, the intersection of Chestnut. It's the area where you're coming back down towards the sun. Got a picture of his house, of his duplex there. You're the second duplex from the,
Yes,
as you come in, yeah.
yep.
Jason, are there any uniform standard criteria for guardrail installation that you're aware of? There's nothing uniform.
No, and
criteria.
a lot of it's based off of speed.
Mhm.
Guardrails are always dictated by the speed limit. What type of guardrail you put up, WB, whatever it is.
Yeah. That's a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit there. Probably realistically, people are traveling 30, but they are slowing down for that stop sign too, so.
What's the
that
distance
probably
between the
keeps pretty
stop
close.
sign and the end of the development? Do we know?
150 feet.
Our neighbor, Bob McIntyre, I guess a lot of you know, he's been barber here for years. Anyway, him and his wife live next door to us. Yeah, good people.
Well, thank you for coming to Huntingburg. I met you last year at the Marine Ball.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if a couple of you want to volunteer to work some time, or one of you or something, to kind of look at the situation, and we can talk about the next time. Some of the cables and the guardrail systems you see along interstates are really designed for 70 and 80-mile-an-hour speeds. I don't think we need to beef up anything like that by any means. Plus, those have to be professionally installed, especially the cable. That can get dangerous. Special machinery that pull that and everything else. It's a little more than putting a fence up.
Right.
Right, any other items, board items?
Nothing.
All right, then I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Got a first and a second to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. 9:32.
Hey, one thing I want you to look at in that report
Right.
is,